All right then, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. So today I got a special guest here. He's pretty good with music and all that sort of stuff, and he's done quite a lot of YouTube stuff. His name is MollyBoy.
How's it going?
Yeah. So I'm just going to ask him a load of questions, and so let's get into this and see where it goes. So I like about music and YouTube. So what got you into music then? Oh, no, that's pretty generic.
You know what? To be honest, I think... Do you know when we was at college and we was doing media, I think I enjoyed music more then.
Oh, really?
I don't
Bloody
know,
hell.
because when I was doing the work and stuff, I think that's the time when I really got into music, and I wish I'd have just chose to do music instead, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean... Like, what sort of music? So before then, you wasn't that bothered, but then while you were doing the work at college, it was just zoning in and you were feeling like, man, this shit's good. I wish I did this.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I used to love listening to it and stuff, but I never really thought about actually doing it until, just after college.
Yeah. What made you stick it out at college then, instead of just leaving, then coming back to do music? Or doing a music...
Probably the fact that if I'd have left, I don't know what else I would have done.
Yeah. But the thing is, bro, I know this is sort of personal stuff, but I don't care, like, after a level 2, you could have picked to do any level 3, you know, like... You could have...
Yeah, I suppose I could have. I don't know, I just got bored of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not for some people, is it?
Yeah, true, yeah. And a lot of people, like... It's just hard making these big changes. Like, changes are pretty, like, worrying thing, you know. It's hard to make these changes, and you don't know what's... You might think, like, oh, I'm doing this course, but then you go on to something else and you're like, oh, man, I wish I'd stayed on this course. Like, because, you know, there could have been some horrible people on different courses, but, like, you know, and you moved away as well, didn't you, for a bit, so...
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't have made sense to put all that on hold just to, like, try out something.
Mm-hmm.
So...
To be honest, though, I remember when I first started level 2, I chose level 2 because I wasn't sure what my GCSEs were going to be like after school. But then I remember the day I started college is when I got my results, and I should have gone on to level 3. But nah, to be fair, I am glad I stuck at level 2. It was banter with you, like, to be honest.
Yeah. There was half decent times, weren't there? You know, and you said like the people in the level 3 that you saw were they were all right, but they weren't like the banter levels weren't like high up. You know, from what you gathered. But
Literally.
yeah, but I know that you did do music eventually, didn't you? Like when you came back.
Yeah, started that September 2018, I think.
What was that like then?
I enjoyed it at first, but then I got to December and I realised that the stuff that they were teaching me was stuff that I'd already taught myself anyway.
Yeah.
So then it came to like February and I just left. Well, I left, but then I ended up doing the work at home. I went back for exams, completed it, and then that was it, really.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's just so hard to get kicked out of college. Like, obviously, I'm glad they didn't kick you out or anything, but, like, there's some people that just do absolutely nothing, you know, and, like...
I'm glad that... I'm glad I went to college, and to be honest, it was quite funny, and I'd go back, but obviously not now.
Yeah, I mean, you're already set up with this job you got, haven't you? Aren't you, you know? And you're already doing other music and shit, so... And doing stuff in your own time.
This connection, man.
I was just... Did you hear what I said, or...?
Yeah, bro.
I was just saying, like, Oh, crap, I forgot, man. Oh, bro, I just had a brain fart, man. It doesn't matter anyway. So, you told me once that, like, one of your songs got 1.5 million views on Spotify. Like, what was the process, like, in making that?
Bro, say it again, sorry, the connection's really crap. It keeps, like, breaking up.
Okay. You know the song that you made on Spotify that got 1.5 million views?
Oh, no, it was on TikTok. Not
on
Spotify.
TikTok. Okay. What sort of process did you go through, like, making that? Like, obviously, if you did drugs, I'm pretty sure you didn't, but, you know, like, mental process, like, how did you come up with your ideas?
Well, actually, surprisingly, that style of music wasn't what I actually wanted to do at first. But then, I remember I found that beat on the internet, and, I don't know, I was just pissing about. A lot of the times I don't really write anything down, I just let it come to my head, and then I keep recording. like melodies and stuff, and then I fill it in with words. But with that one, I remember just, I don't know, I think I randomly just thought of the words in my head, and then I didn't really. The song came out ages before I released it. I just never actually put it out anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I remember the start of lockdown, I got TikTok, and then every TikTok that I made, I ended up putting the song behind it, and I ended up gathering it's probably nearly at 2 million now.
How many followers do you have then on there?
Nearly at 9,000.
Bloody hell, fair play, man. Do you make any cash off TikTok then, or?
Not yet. I'm not sure if they even pay.
I was going to say,
I don't know if it's like advertisements and stuff that actually pay.
Yeah, because like, there's no... I haven't heard anything about people getting paid, so I was just curious, and I don't really know many people on TikTok, so I was really curious.
Yeah, I mean, I never wanted to get it because I find it really cringe, but
yeah,
when I realised how many views I was getting from it, I thought, I might as well stick it.
Because like a lot of these voiceovers and all that crap on there, it's just so hard to watch some of this stuff. Like, sometimes it's acted well with the body language, but I'm just thinking, this ain't creative, this is just like crap. You just film.
I love watching the cringe compilations, I do.
I'm not really that bothered, to be fair, because you see a few and that's all you're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's someone you know acting a tit, I suppose it's like, man, look at this geezer, look at this fool, what the hell's he doing? But if it's like random...
though, I have found loads of people that I know on there.
Are their TikToks any good, or is it just crap?
Oh no, they're fucking shit.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, am I allowed to swear on there?
To be honest, I don't put the video as like made for kids or whatever. I do put it as not made for kids, but if you really want to swear, you can swear, but it's just if my family find it, I don't want to have too much like the F-bombs.
It's alright, I'll keep it minimal.
Yeah, obviously shit's fine, bastard's fine, twat, tit, pillock, prick. Just the F-bomb, and especially the C-bomb, I don't want that on there. Or I don't want any hate.
Yeah.
I don't want any hateful slurs neither, but...
yeah, of course.
Yeah, but most swear words are fine,
Yeah,
but, your type of music's rap, isn't it? And like a lot of people I know who like are really big music people, they really aren't fans of rap. But I try and convince them. Like, as much as I'm not as bothered about rap anymore, I try and say, when you're like, I say to them, when you're like coming up with a song or you're trying to write some stuff down or whatever, you only really have to write a few lines that have some meaning to you, like 3 or 4 lines. Or whatever, then a chorus, then 3 or 4 more lines, then maybe repeat a chorus, repeat the chorus, maybe a drum solo or guitar solo in the middle. Like, coming up with those, with singing, it's more about like how the song is sung and the instrumental in the background and how good the band is. But with rap, you have to come up with so much stuff and so many rhymes, and it's just so difficult, man.
It's all like the wordplay in the metal.
Yeah. Like, with rap, people, I just feel like a lot of music people, because some of them are stoned out their mind, they struggle to, like, follow it and understand what's going on. But if you actually know the lyrics, or your attention span's, like, fast enough to pay attention and follow it and whatever, you'll probably get a good kick out of a lot of rap, to be fair.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time it's, like, frowned upon from people that enjoy different genres, but if you really, like, listen to it, you can understand that there is a lot of effort that's put into it, and sometimes there's a lot of talent there. I say sometimes because obviously you've got people like like Lil Pump or something that's like obviously really shit, and there's not really much talent there. But at the same time, if they're raking in all these views, they're doing something right.
Yeah. I mean, in one aspect, yeah. If you're getting all the clout and fame, you're appealing to people. People are clicking, people are liking, people are subbing, people enjoying it, So you clearly are doing something right. But at the end of the day, Gangnam Style got 1 billion views. So, like, statistics aren't what matters. It is also if people enjoy it, But I do get what you mean. Obviously, if it's successful, there is something right with it. There is something they're doing good. What do you think of, like, Drake then? I know it's random, but do you think he's any good?
Again, mate, I can't hear nothing.
Oh, I just said, what do you think of Drake? Like his music? Hello? Just a few technical problems. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. The connection keeps cutting out, man.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, what do you think of Drake?
Drake?
Yeah.
At school, I used to love well, not love, but like I did used to enjoy his music, but I'm not that much of a fan anymore, purely because of some controversial stuff that happened.
What, the Millie Bobby Brown stuff?
Nah, I ain't
From
even
Stranger
that.
Things.
Do you know who XXXTentacion is?
Isn't he the dude who got shot in a car?
Yeah.
Ah,
When that happened, there's a lyric, like, Drake put a song out and there's a lyric that said something like SMS triple X, only time I ever shoot below the neck. And like SMS means send my shooters. So it was kind of like a sneak diss at him even though he was dead. So I just thought it was a bit like...
Bro.
Tasteful.
So did they have a lot of beef going on then?
Yeah, because when X was started to blow up, there was like this thing between them because Drake kind of bit the flow of X and made like a song that sounded the same as his.
Oh, okay. I see. I mean, that is such a punk bitch cheap move to have a go at someone after they're dead. Like, especially when it's a 20-year-old. I know obviously if a young person does some bad shit, you know, it's ultimately on them, but like, come on, Drake. You're a millionaire, bro. You've got everything.
Literally.
You've got everything set, man. Like, I know he's not going to listen to it, but like, why mock someone after they're dead? Like, they can't defend themselves, you know. They can't come up with a diss track back. It just seems sort of cowardly to me, you know.
A lot of people did it, to be honest. I think somebody called Vic Mensa did it as well, in like a freestyle. I just think, what's the point? You know, they're not going to respond.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were pretty pissed off at XXXTentacion, and they said like he was a horrible bloke and all this stuff. But didn't he do like loads for charity as well?
Honestly, mate, if you ever get time, look at his charity videos and stuff, and just like people. But he did an interview once, and he said that he was in like a juvenile correction centre, and he was in like he shared a room with like this gay person, and he said, "Look, I ain't got a problem, but if you're gonna keep trying it and make me feel uncomfortable, I am gonna smack the shit out of you." And then obviously the person kept doing it, so he ends up smacking the shit out of him.
What sort of shit was he doing to him?
Literally like sexually assaulting him.
Oh, so
like coming onto him and stuff.
He was like trying to rape him then?
Basically. There's an interview on the internet, you can see he explains it all.
Okay.
But obviously people who are, you know, like self-minded and like they don't want to really take other people's perspectives in.
I mean, a lot of these people have got to think, if some person was trying to, you know, get onto you that you're not attracted to, you know, are you really going to let them do it? And if you warn them, you know, and then they keep... It's like if someone kept saying horrible things or kept having a go at you to your face, like getting in your face saying, "Yo, alright, you alright, blah, blah, blah. Listen, bro, back off, back off, I'm walking away." They keep following you. Of course you're going to lamp them. Like, for goodness sake, you got to think, what would you do if you were in XXXTentacion's shoes? Would you just let
Especially if you felt threatened and you had to stay in that room with him.
How come he had to stay in the room?
Because that was like his partner. Not partner, but I mean, like, that's who he shared the bedroom with, the cell.
Yeah.
That's who he shared the cell with.
I nearly started laughing then. I thought his partner, what?
Yeah, I know.
Because, people were like, "Oh, he beat up some gay bloke in prison." Like, you know, if he just... People don't look at the full stories, do they? They just see the headline and think, "Oh, we attacked him for no reason." But as the guy, because I didn't know the full situation, I thought there's got to be more to it than this. He couldn't have just assaulted someone out of nowhere for no reason in prison. Why would you do that? Because even if you had those horrible views against people, why would you risk getting locked up in prison for longer?
Yeah, literally. And if you had those horrible views against people and that you knew it was going to like cause backlash, why would you admit to it online?
Yeah. Exactly, it makes zero sense, you know. It would ruin all his music deals. It would ruin all his fans, you know. Well, a lot of his fans. It would have just destroyed everything for him. But I love how that sort of horrible stuff comes out after he's dead, you know.
Yeah, a lot of stuff does, doesn't it? Because they can't really defend themselves.
Yeah, because man, it's just like, at the end of the day, you know, if someone's trying to rape you, you got to defend yourself. You're not just going to let them rape you. It's like if someone's punching you in the face, you're not going to fight back. You know, it's just, man, some people are just mad. People need to look at the full situations, bro, honestly.
Yeah, before just jumping to conclusions.
Bro, you know,
make assumptions.
I don't know if you knew about this, man, but Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg did the exact same thing to Eazy-E. After Eazy-E died, they made this really, really, really crap diss track on him. And it was just like, the bloke can't even defend himself anymore. Why didn't you make a diss track when he was alive?
Yeah.
Real Mother Effing...
Carry on, sorry.
So I was going to say, Real Mother Effing G's is a fantastic diss track when it's got like Dr. Dre running around and they got pictures of him when he's in a disco suit. That was some of the funniest stuff ever, man. And it's a banger on its own. You don't even need to know if it's a diss track or not. It's a banger, man. But the easy
you know what? The old school like 80s and 90s hip hop is honestly top tier fucking rap there. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, NWA and Wu-Tang Clan and all that.
Even stuff like Mobb Deep as well.
Yeah, Mobb Deep. Yeah, man, they've done some bangers as well, to be fair. The thing is, with a lot of these rappers, they've come up the hard way, really. Even though some of them just become sellouts and lame asses, like, they've come up the hard way and they've really, really had to graft. Like, I'm not having a go, but if you're some geezer who can afford guitar lessons and singing lessons, if you can actually afford that, then, you know, you've got a relatively comfortable life. But, like, if you're some person who lives with a massive family in a small flat, you know, you don't have time to like play guitar. You have to go out and earn money, man. You know.
Literally, if you've come from this is why I respect some more than others, because some come literally from the bottom.
Yeah. Definitely. But it's like Eminem. You know, he was in the absolute crapper for years and years and years and years. And then he, when he went to that rap battle thing, it was a lot like the scene in 8 Mile, but like obviously not as well planned. You know, that 313 thing was amazing. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I love that film.
That finale, such a class film. But he just freestyled and absolutely wrecked this bloke. And then Dr. Dre was like, "Bro, I want to get you on board, man." And he was like, "Yeah, let's go for it, man. Let's do it."
Could you imagine if Dr. Dre didn't get in touch with him?
That would have been depressing. That would have been like lyrical genius lost, you know. That would have been so sad. But I was thinking to myself though, Dr. Dre only managed to maintain relevancy in like 2000, 2001 onwards because of Eminem, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. Biggie was quite good. Biggie and Tupac, that was quite good. They had some banterous beef, you know.
What would you say your favourite album is of all time?
Oh, of all time? Giving me the cheeky questions, man. Oof. I'm trying to think, bro. I really like the first Green Day album, Ducky. I really love that, man. Because, like, all the songs, they're just such easy listens. They're just so short. And, like, some of the songs that sound really happy actually have, like, dark things to it. Like, Pulling Teeth, it's about, like... When I first listened to it, I was like, oh, great, you know, da-na. But then I actually, like, listened to it properly and listened to the lyrics, and it's like, oh, shit, he's been kidnapped by some woman, by some person, you know. That's a bit of a shame. And, like, Basket Case, that's a banger. Welcome to Paradise, that's great. What else? Burnout. FOD. My brain's just gone blank, but there's a lot of good ones in there, you know, because a lot of them, as I say, they're just short, really easy listens, so that would definitely be up there. Curtain Call the Hits is quite banterous, really. That's a really good one. Just a load of amazing songs in there, all of Eminem's best stuff. All the Oasis album, Time Flies, that's amazing. That might be my number one, actually. That might be my number one instead of Ducky. Yeah, they've just, you know, just good bangers, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What about yours? What's your favourite album?
Oh, God, you're asking me now. To be honest, there's not many albums that I've listened to where I actually enjoy every single song on it. There's probably like 3. I think my top 3 have got to be in order. So number 1 has got to be XXXTentacion 17, then Linkin Park Hybrid Theory, and Linkin Park Meteora.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I absolutely love them albums.
Hybrid Theory is sick, man.
Yeah, was that the first album? I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, it had great songs. In the end, High Voltage was a banger. Was One Step Close on there, or was that a different one?
I think it was. And I know Points of Authority was With You.
Yeah, With You's great.
Classic, man.
His fate.
I actually seen some footage of them. I watched an interview before, and I seen some footage that they did like their first gig. I don't know if it was in a backyard or in a garage or something, but it was just weird, man, to see where they came.
Where everyone starts somewhere, you know, with absolutely everything.
Literally, like me at the minute, I'm just making this. Most of it's like in an actual studio, but mostly my stuff I'm just doing in my bedroom.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think you can get somewhere with it eventually, you know. If you're getting like 1.5 million views on TikTok and you're just doing this in your spare time and not really
If I did blow up, it's a good story to tell.
But, yeah, with Linkin Park though, man, it's coming up to 2 years since he passed away, man. Or no, 3 years, sorry. Quite a shame, really.
Declan's gone dodgy again.
I was just saying it's coming up to like 3 years since Chester Bennington passed away.
I know, man. July, innit?
Yeah. That was, honestly, I'm not trying to sound like a lunatic, but I went to my nan's, you know, I went to my nan's and I checked my phone and someone's put Chester Bennington's died, this is such a shit year. And I'd listened to Linkin Park loads, but I wasn't like an insane fan. Like, I didn't know who the band members are, so I was like, who there was. So I was like, who? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh no. I was just so gutted. Especially since he hung himself. I was like, man, he's got 6 kids who love him and a wife who loves him and the band who are like, bro, you're a legend, you know.
You know what though, I think his wife moved on pretty quick.
Did she?
I think she's already married again.
What? I mean, it has been 3 years, but...
No, but I mean, look, she got married ages ago.
Oh, shit. That's weird. Do you reckon she was just a clout chaser?
I don't know. I mean, she had 6 kids with him, so...
Yeah, probably not. I wonder how the rapper's doing in Linkin Park now, though. Not like mentally, because obviously, even though if you lose someone close to you, especially suicide, it doesn't go away. It does fade, though. Like, you're not grieving as much as you did when it originally happened. I'd hope not, anyway.
That's what I was thinking, actually, because, like, I really listened to him because of Chester. Because he's, like... I don't know, I liked Mike's parts, but I did prefer Chester's parts. So now that, like, Chester's died, I was wondering if they even still sell out as much shows as they do anymore.
Well, I think he does do some solo stuff, but, like, none of it's really that big, to be honest.
Yeah, towards the late, like, 2010 and then, like, onwards, they kind of weren't as big as what they was at the start.
But, bro, Lost in the Echo was such a great song, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a banger. But, yeah, I mean, with Chester, he obviously was probably the main part of it, really. Like, the rapper dude was really good, don't get me wrong. I did like his lyrics and all, but, like, when Chester sung, there was so much emotion into it. It just felt like he was pouring his heart out with everything, man. Like, he burst into tears in his final performance at Birmingham because of his friend who committed suicide as well 2 months before him. And, it's just insanely sad, you know. You could, like, a song actually making him upset, you know. You can tell, like, he had so much passion for this stuff. I'm not knocking the other geezer, Mike, like, he clearly did have passion, but it's hard to get across passion in rap sometimes, you know, like, when you're talking really quick, you know. But, like, Chester, it just felt, like, so heartfelt every time he sung, you know.
Wasn't Hybrid Theory the most sold album of all time? Or am I just...
I think the most sold album was probably like AC/DC's Back in Black. I don't know, I'm going to look it up, hold on. Most...
Oh no, where did I read that then? I read something about Hybrid Theory being one of the most sold albums.
It was Michael Jackson's Thriller #1 apparently. Then AC/DC Back in Black. Meatloaf's #3. Are you having a laugh? Like, he's good. But come on. I don't know, mental. I'm not trying to knock the bloke, like, you know, but Pink Floyd's #3, which is quite cool. Have you listened to much of their stuff?
Pink Floyd, nah.
You should give it a go. I can imagine you, like, either thinking it's decent or, like, thinking it's just weird crap. Like,
look, here it is, look. Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory is one of the highest selling albums in recorded history. Genuinely unsurprising. Really, Linkin Park's monumental 2000 album Hybrid Theory is one of them. Yes, apparently it was.
Oh, it was #1?
I've just typed in most sold album of all time, Hybrid Theory, and it just come up saying that it was one of the highest selling albums.
Yeah. I mean, fair play if it was. But yeah, man, Linkin Park's sick. It sucks that, like, meme culture sort of ruined it a bit, though.
Yeah.
Like, with all I tried so hard on, like, stupid memes, and I'm thinking, that's not what the songs are about, you know. They're bangers, man. But, Yeah.
Pardon me, sorry about that.
So, with your like job, has it taught you a lot more about music, or are you just doing stuff you already know? Because I know you said with college, like a lot of it's what you already know, but with the job, has it helped you a lot?
I mean, I knew the basics, but yeah, I think actually, working with it has taught me a lot more than I would have known if I hadn't have done it.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know, it's not necessarily taught me things, but it's gave me like a better understanding of how to do things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, because I knew how, like for example, I know how to lay a song out, I know how to mix it all, so like the vocals sit properly and all this stuff, but yeah, I don't know, I've got more ideas since I've been there.
Do you play any instruments then?
Nah, I can't play nothing. I used to be able to play a little bit of guitar and piano, but nah, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a proper skill to be able to play an instrument, man. It just
Definitely.
it takes so much graft. Like, people don't realise in the background of some songs, but when you hear a drummer like going and it like sounds really good and it's really fast, that takes loads of skill. Like, any idiot can just come up to a drum and go like that and go absolutely mental. But like, it takes skill to make things sound good,
It's like when you I've sounded a drum kit before and I've tried to do it. It's quite hard to like get your foot and your hands at different timing.
Yeah.
It is quite difficult.
Mhm. Would you ever start a band then, or are you just more like, a lone wolf when it comes to music stuff?
You know what? I did used to think about it, and I would actually like it because I'm not. Although I like rap music and stuff, I don't necessarily stick just to rap music. Like, I like to do more melodic stuff as well. And if I was really to put effort into the actual songs that I do, like more effort, I could do like good vocals and stuff. So I would like to do a band at one point. I remember, what is it? I don't know what the song's called. Oh my god, it's really gonna bug me. But there's this one song, and I could do the voice perfectly, and I thought, you know what, I should have been born earlier, so I could have had like a early 2000s rock band or something, man.
Yeah, it was so much easier to get big in like years ago. Because now,
literally just like turn up to a record label.
Yeah. Like now, like in one aspect, you can get bigger in some easier because you can just upload loads of stuff to YouTube, Spotify, etc.
Yeah.
But there's so much poo being thrown at the wall. There's so much content out there, There's so many things, and it's just like.
And now, because of like Spotify and stuff, people aren't necessarily going and buying albums anymore because they're getting it all on Spotify. Yes. So like you're getting less sold albums, and like now that we've got the internet and stuff, people are like getting copies of songs off the internet illegally. So artists aren't exactly making as much money as they was.
Yeah, and there's like so many bands that barely get anywhere. Like when I've been to holiday parks before and people have been singing, it's just like, what annoys me is that there's no authenticity to it. A lot of them are just doing covers of songs, and it's like, it's good, but why don't you show off your own stuff? Because people will talk about it more. They might say, oh yeah, this singer was good, they sung all these songs, I like these songs that are already established, that I already know. But if like they actually make their own stuff, there's a risk of it failing, but I'd rather them try something new and it work amazingly or fail than like try the same thing and it either go okay or a bit below average.
Yeah.
What do you think? Go on.
No, carry on.
I was going to say, like, I talked to the co-host Aaron once. I brought up a random convo by saying, with artists, when they can only, like Eminem, his best stuff was when he was on weed. Well, he made good stuff before, but then he smoked weed and it got to a really, really high level. And then he went into rehab, and then he came back out and.
It just all seemed a bit cringe after that.
Yeah, it's like, he's still a lyrical genius, but he became a bit preachy. Like, I loved Not Afraid when I was 10, but when I got a bit older, I was like...
the Relapse album.
Yeah. Like, I think We Made You's more of a banterous, funny, like, cool, enjoyable song than, like, a lot of his stuff, But yeah, I think Not Afraid was, like, Recovery, I think.
Right.
But, yeah, what did you think? Like, his stuff in 2013 was alright, and then I just stopped listening. I just wasn't really that bothered. It was just like...
That was like Rap God and Berserk, innit?
Yeah, and Guts Over Fear and Survival, and I think, isn't one of them called Street Lights or something? I don't know.
Guts Over Fear, that's the one with Fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. That's actually a banger.
Monster's pretty good. Oh, no, sorry, I got that wrong. No, it's not good.
I was going to say, the one with Rihanna.
Yeah. Guts Over Fear's alright. It's a bit repetitive, but the stuff he's saying is pretty decent.
I really like Fear's voice, though, man.
It's pretty decent. But yeah, what with the original question I was going to ask though, like, do you think it's the drugs that's writing people's songs, or do you think it's like them, or do you think they're just insecure and they need the drugs and they feel like it's like a placebo effect?
You know what? I think the drugs and stuff. I wouldn't say necessarily as attention, but I think people do it because they think it looks cool.
Oh, okay. So you think they can write the songs anyway, though?
Well, actually, I don't know. I suppose to some aspect it probably helps a little bit. Personally, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just a lot of these rappers nowadays, they take drugs because they think that it makes them look like a better rapper, but really it makes you look stupid.
Yeah, totally, man. Say no to drugs.
I can understand that some people have obviously got addictions and stuff, but some other rappers literally started because they've blown up and because they want to get out there more.
Totally true, man. Another thing I was going to ask with music, like, who do you have more respect for, the singer or the writer? Now, I know this can depend on different things, like how good's the singer, how good's the writer, but, like, you know, what do you think?
I'd say more the writer.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say that the singer hasn't put any effort into it, but if you're writing, you don't really understand how difficult it is to write a song unless you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I write my stuff, and sometimes it takes me days.
Bloody hell.
You know, a lot of the time I just my head.
Mind you, though, yours requires a lot more words. It's not just like 4 lines, then a chorus, 4 lines, chorus, end. You know?
Yeah, literally.
I feel like it does depend on the singer, though, doesn't it? Like Elton John, he had a lot of his songs wrote for him, but he's such a talent, man. He's such a good singer, you know.
Yeah.
And he's the one going on stage, putting the effort in. And obviously, like Spandau Ballet, you know, is it like Martin or Gary Kemp? I think both of them wrote songs, but Tony Hadley's got such an amazing voice.
You've got to be an entertainer as well, haven't you?
Yeah. But obviously, like Oasis, Noel wrote all the songs, but Liam, no offence, like his voice was good from 94 to 99, but then it just got crap.
Yeah.
It got really crap. Like 2000, it was okay, the grungy stuff. But then after that, it was just...
Doesn't he have a solo career now?
Yeah, but it's all... it's just not that good.
Different, isn't it?
It's just a bit like, you know, how you said Eminem's cringe. Liam's stuff is cringe. The videos are just... I don't like using the word cringe too much, but the shots they use are just like gimpy. Like the old stuff was so much more edgy and cool, but like this stuff, it just... It's like they're trying so hard to suck up to all the trends and just be popular, you know.
Yeah,
Both,
really, you should just be yourself.
Yeah, like him and Noel do it, in my opinion, you know. I'll have to try and listen to their stuff more, but like... Noel
Does Noel still make music then?
Yeah. Noel said in an interview, he was like, oh, I've got some Oasis stuff at home, but I just want to try and get big with this music. Like, don't quote me, but I remember hearing it on in interviews. Like, I've got loads of Oasis type stuff wrote at home, but my people around me don't recommend me doing it because it's not popular. But I'm thinking, you guys aren't popular anyway anymore. You haven't been relevant since bloody 2005. No offence.
Yeah.
Like, they made the comeback in 2005, and then they did stay together till 2009, but no one really cared. I wish they'd get back together though, man.
It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. Shit doesn't always last forever.
True. The bands don't always live forever, so...
And to be honest, I think that's what makes it so good. The fact that you get it for a short period of time and you have to really appreciate it.
Yeah, it just leaves you wanting more, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Like Adam and the Ants, they were only together like from 80... I think it was like 1980 to 82, and then like Spandau Ballet, they were together like from 1982 to 1990. Beatles, they were only together for like a few years, you know.
Mhm.
Or some stayed together for ages, like AC/DC. Queen stayed together for a long time before Freddie Mercury sadly passed away, you know. Foo Fighters have stayed together forever. But like,
yeah.
there's such a high chance that the longer you stay around, the more chance things are going to get old, aren't they? The more chance people are going to say they're not as good as they used to be, which I've said that, you know, you've said that a bit obviously as well, but, you know, there's more chance you'll go stale the longer you stick around, sadly. It's just true.
Because you just run out of ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it feels like you're trying too hard to stay relevant.
Yeah, because people don't realise it's not just like the big hits and like 10 other songs they've made. Some bands have made like hundreds of songs, and once you've made hundreds of songs and played instruments in, you know, you're struggling to find new ways to play the instruments and make songs and write things and sing them and whatever, and it just gets so difficult, man. You know.
What do you think about Nirvana? How long do you reckon that would have lasted if Kurt was still about?
If we take away the depression and mental health, because even if he didn't kill himself, he would have still had mental health problems. So with the mental health, I'll say they would have lasted till 96. Then he probably would have just been like, I don't want to do this anymore. I hate I've become the thing that I didn't like. Because Kurt said some stuff like, this is just what I've been told, I'm not entirely sure. But he said like, you know, when I was younger there was this guitar I always wanted to have. I always loved this guitar. But now I can buy the whole guitar shop. I just don't see the point. And there was other stuff like he didn't like the corruption of all the politics of the music industry and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think I saw that interview about the guitar shop.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've kind of got a memory of it.
Yeah. But the thing is with I don't know, man, I feel like Nirvana would have, as I say, take the mental health out, they would have probably made bangers for a few years, took a break, then come back, made some okay songs, then just quit. Because they really were artists. Like, I'm not knocking Foo Fighters. They made some bangers, but they're their latest stuff hasn't been that good, really. Didn't they do some stuff in, like, 2015 or 16, and it just wasn't really... It was alright, but, you know.
I don't think I've followed them since, like, 2009.
Oh, fair enough, then. Fair enough, bro. It's nice that they still perform live. I mean... Dave Grohl, he's just such a soldier, man. I swear he, like, fell off the stage and he continued the performance still.
Yeah, didn't he break his leg and he carried on?
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't do the rest of the tour, but, like, for him to give people their money's worth, the money's worth is great.
Yeah.
And he gets...
Like, actually, saying that, though, I remember watching this video before of Justin Bieber and somebody threw something and he literally stormed off stage and that was it.
Yeah, I mean... The way to deal with those situations, you just got to be like, listen, if anyone throws anything again, I'm stopping the show. Then if they threw something again, alright, that's it then. Don't storm off the stage like a little kid, ridiculous. What would have you done if that was you?
I don't know, I wouldn't have stopped the show, but I probably would have tried to find who was actually throwing something and then got them removed.
Or yes, I'm not going to keep singing until that person gets removed who threw it.
Yeah, because obviously I don't really want to waste anyone's money.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually.
But have you seen the videos of, like, Axl Rose as well? When he gets angry at people in the audience?
No.
I swear I watched this one video. I don't know if he tried to fight somebody in the audience.
What a loon.
Yeah, he's changed a bit as well. He got fat, man.
I mean, he sung for hold on, I'm going to look it up quickly, him being fat, but... He sung for AC/DC because they said to Brian Johnson, listen, mate, you're going to go deaf if you keep doing these live performances. Just stop, man. Seriously, stop. And he was like, oh, okay, then. I'll just look at my cars now. Let's look it up. Axl Rose. Axl Rose. Let's see how fat he is. Guns N' Roses, man, they're alright.
Have you seen him?
Bloody hell. Oh, man. He don't look right. He looks... Oh, no offence to him. When he was young, he looked like a regular geezer, but now...
He's got bad, man. He's let himself go.
Yeah. I mean, you think... He looks like Meatloaf, but worse.
Mate, this is... I've literally just searched it up to look at photos, man.
What are all these rings about and all this jewellery? What's going on?
I know. Do you know Pete from Dead or Alive?
Who from Dead or Alive? I've never heard of him.
Really?
Well, actually...
This group from the 8th.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that song, the Spin Me Right Round one.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard of that song, yeah. He
died, but just before he died, like, not to be disrespectful, but you should have seen him.
Oh.
It was, type it in on Google, Pete Burns.
Was he spinning around and around and around out of it?
Mate, you want to see it?
No, that was in bad taste from me, but still, let's look it up. Pete who?
Burns.
Pete Burns. I don't think I found the right person.
No, you have, trust me, with all the plastic surgery.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Dresses like a woman.
Oh no. Oh no. Listen now, I want to put this out there right now. I've got no problem with people dressing up as a woman, okay, or a woman dressing up as a bloke. But if everyone, whoever, if you got to this point in the podcast, look it up. He looks. What's up with his lips,
You know
man?
what though? He doesn't even. He looks like a transvestite or anything.
Pardon?
Or a transgender. He literally said he was a bloke that liked to wear women's clothes.
Fair enough, but like, what's up with the plastic surgery, man? Like, what the hell's all that about?
I don't even know.
Like, yeah, crazy, man. I don't know why anyone wants to get their lips done. That is mental, man. That is
Very different.
absolutely mental. Like, okay, get them done a bit, but like some of these photos, man.
Did you follow the Kardashians?
No, not really. I'm not really that bothered, to be honest.
I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's Courtney.
I know Kim Kardashian's got a massive berm, but
One of them has put pictures out of herself because she had, Khloe Kardashian. She's just had some plastic surgery done to her. She looks nothing like she used to.
let's look at her before.
It's unbelievable what money can do. Actually, Khloe Kardashian.
That's
before and
kind of.
after.
As much as she looks a million times better with all the stuff done, I don't think that's right, man. You shouldn't be messing what you've been born with.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like in a horrible situation, or you really,
Or if it's really affecting your mental health.
yeah. Like, I wouldn't mind Quasimodo if he existed getting plastic surgery. You know, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, if you're a regular person, why have all that stuff done? But it does show what money can get you. Like, again, I don't want to go after the big wigs, and he definitely will not be listening to this. But Jeffree Star, man, all the stuff he's had done, bloody hell.
You know what? I actually like Jeffree Star.
We've done me and my mate actually reviewed one of the documentaries because it was up to me, but like he said, look at this documentary, it's so interesting. And I
The
watched.
Shane Dawson one.
Yeah, it's one of them. The Beautiful World of Jeffree Star, and I watched it and I thought, this is all right, I guess. It was so creepy how many people were screaming for him though.
I know, man. When he was doing the meet and greets.
Yeah, like I would have been absolutely shitting myself. Like that many people just going like screaming at the top of their lungs just because you walked in really slowly.
I'd love it though, you know.
Yeah, but like, man, I don't blame Shane for being nervous. Jeffrey's just like nonchalant about it. He's like, yeah,
He's used to it now, isn't he?
this is life. This is how it is. But like, if Callum's Corner or Carl Pilkington came to open a place up, I wouldn't be screaming. I'd be like, yes, lads, you guys are legends. And then that's all I'd say. Maybe ask for a photo, shake their hand, but I wouldn't be screaming like a fucking lunatic. You know, just because I
don't know why this just came into my head, but you know, have you ever watched that episode of X Factor where the two boys went on there and they fell out because one cooked undercooked chicken for the other?
What?
Have you never seen it? You probably have if you search it.
Man, is it Jedward or something?
Nah, it's these two boys, they're gay and they're like really flamboyant and they're arguing because one person cooked the other person undercooked chicken.
And they totally fell out.
Yeah.
Right,
But anyway,
were they,
the blonde dude, I seen him at Birmingham
shit.
City Centre, the German market.
Did you
Like,
say
he
hello
wasn't
to him?
doing anything like a show, he was literally there with his mom.
Did you say hello to him?
No, I was too scared. Well, I wasn't scared, I just didn't really want to say anything.
Scared!
No, I wasn't scared, I just didn't know what to say. I've seen quite a few people actually. I've seen, do you know, I don't know if you would have heard it, but KSI did a song with somebody called SX.
No.
And I saw him at Muriel with his girlfriend.
Bloody hell, I didn't realise he'd be there.
Do you know TGF?
Of course I do.
Yeah, he's been in a few videos with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to tell this story quickly. In college, me, Declan, and two other people. Like, obviously MollyBoy is Declan, obviously, but
Yeah.
we was walking and then you pointed at this car and said, "It's TGF, bro," and I was like who? And then they just drove past.
I remember that. I'll always just remember that.
And then like later on in the day, they threw a load of stuff at these girls walking. I could see them. They just threw like a load of stuff at them, like these exploding things. They weren't dangerous.
And then they uploaded the video to YouTube.
Yeah, I was thinking, why didn't they have the thing of you pointing? Like, honestly, man, that would have made for some lit footage.
I honestly thought I was going to be in that video.
Yeah. Out of interest, who else have you seen in like Birmingham or big shopping centres or whatever?
I've seen what, just like out and about.
Yeah.
TGF, that geezer from X Factor, Essex. Luke Spittle as well.
Who?
He's seen some of the TGF videos.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I've seen all of them. All of like Phelan, Axel, Essex, even though he's not really part of it. That's all I've seen. Like, I've seen other like actual famous people. Like, I've seen Jimmy Carr.
Oh, sick.
I've seen like most of the WWE wrestlers.
Oh. What, you've actually met them?
Not met them, but like I've seen them in person.
Oh, like live, obviously, live performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's about it.
Fair enough, bro. That's pretty ace, to be fair. I'm trying to think now. Don't you ever get like a bit psyched out when you're like this famous person? Like this famous MMA fighter. I'm not going to say who it is, obviously, but like, I didn't even realise, but he trained at a gym I used to train at. Like, actually, I'll say it. Akon Wanless. He used to train at a gym I trained at, and I was like, I didn't even know he went there, because someone told me when I was talking to him, yeah, he trained here, don't you remember? And I was like, no. Like, when I was 13 or 14, and it's like, man, you don't know what these people are going to do in the future, man. Like, this podcast right now with you could be, like, absolutely massive in 2 years.
Imagine. And then this podcast got like 1 million views on it.
Yeah, like the first
I'm calling it right now. This podcast is going to have 1 million views at one point.
2 years. In 2 years, MollyBoy's as big as Justin Bieber. That's my prediction. But like a good version, not a bag of arse.
Better that, bro, because the connection went, so I didn't hear any of it.
Oh, I said 2 years, MollyBoy's as big as Justin Bieber, but a good version, not a bag of dog shit. You know. But yeah, you know, anything can happen really. You can make one thing and like go viral, you know.
Hold on, man, I can't hear you very well. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sound. I was just saying, like, 2 years from now, I'm calling it, you might be as big as Justin Bieber, but like a good version. Who knows with music at the end of the day? Like, you could get massive. You could get absolutely fucking massive, or you could get absolutely nowhere. Who knows? But if you're making stuff and it's getting like 1.5 million views on TikTok, then, you know, who knows what's going to happen at the end of the day.
Do you know what, actually, I'm going to work it out right now, as we're on the live stream. 1 second. Because obviously it should be a lot more now.
But yeah, just to keep things rolling in the podcast, if you enjoy this video, you know, I don't usually say this that often, but if you are enjoying it, you know, please consider giving it a like. And
definitely, man. Go like the video.
Consider giving it a subscribe, you know. I never usually ask for this sort of stuff, but because I just feel like everyone else does it, why should I do it? But apparently, if you actually ask people, there's more chance they'll do it. I never do it when people ask me. I sub before. I make my initial thoughts and think this YouTuber's sick subbing. This YouTuber's a bag of rubbish, not subbing, you know. So, that's the way I see it, really.
You know what, though? It takes literally 2 seconds to support somebody.
True, yeah. I mean, you could just subscribe and never watch their videos and it looks better for their channel, but I don't know, that's sort of like artificial growth, innit? You know?
Yeah, I used to say to people, like, don't actually subscribe to me unless you're going to watch my videos, because at the end of the day, it's not really a true subscription.
Yeah, true. But I suppose on some channels, it's like there's certain videos you like watching and certain videos people aren't bothered about, really. So, you know. Have you found out that stuff you needed to find out then? like the calculations and the workings out and all that stuff.
Literally just adding 4 more views. So I'm at 1,719,010 views.
Fair play, man. It doesn't feel like that long ago when you told me it was 1.5 million. So
literally, the views just keep growing. Every day I'm going on TikTok, I'm waking up with like 99 plus notifications because I'm just getting all these followers coming in and all these likes and stuff.
Are you getting like, what sort of feedback? Are you getting like good stuff or bad stuff?
Most of the time it's good. I've had, basically, there's like, if you search the song on TikTok, it tells you how many videos have been made with that song in the background. And I think it was on 65 when I last checked. But basically what I do is I go through all the videos and I comment on them and I say like, you know, thank you and stuff. And literally people get so fucking excited about it. Like, I had a screenshot. This one kid was like, oh my God, I can't believe you replied. And I'm like, I'm not even a big person yet.
Yeah. I mean, people love it when someone they look up to replies because so many people with clout just say nothing to you, you know.
Yeah, ignore it.
Which, pardon me, half the time, I don't really blame them, to be honest, because they get so much stuff coming through, it's quite hard, you know.
You know what, though? I was so surprised the other day. I was walking past my partner's house and somebody that was standing at the pizza shop, they literally called me and they were like, yo, I've heard your tune, man, it's fire. And I don't know, it seems unreal for that, like, that 30 seconds. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, oh, have ya? I was like, cheers. And I just walked off. I think it's so awkward. Like, I've never had that experience before.
Yeah. I mean, at least you acknowledge your fan. There's some celebs. Again, I'm not going to say who this person is, but I was at this Cage Warriors event in Birmingham, and I didn't even know who the fighter was, but this person walked up to him and said, high five, man. And he was like, no. And then just walked past him.
Yeah, it's quite arrogant, man.
Yeah, like, thing is, this fighter wasn't even that. If he listens to this, I am dead. He's absolutely massive. He's a tank. He's terrifying. But you know, in fairness, like, he isn't really that big, like, clout-wise. He's a half decent fighter, you know. He's really tough. He's a cool bloke. Been through adversity, fought through it. But, like, he ain't really that big, so why has he got that ego to not high-five someone? And he probably doesn't get many people approach him and, like, want to. Because he ain't that famous. If it was McGregor, I'd understand. But, like, come on, man. It would have made this dude's day if you just high-fived him, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you got any guilty pleasure artists?
Yeah. It's like probably Summer Walker. She's good, man. I really enjoy her voice.
Never heard of her. Sorry.
She does like R&B and stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
She's got a good voice though. Tory Lanez, Bryson Tiller. A lot of these people that I mentioned, you probably not even going to have heard of, but you should definitely give some of their songs a listen to.
I will do.
It's hard though, because like you're not really into that sort of music, are you?
I'm mostly like pop, rock, alternative rock, and for a while I didn't like rap, but I got back into it now. So
to be honest though, you might like a lot of Tory Lanez and Bryson Tiller because it's not rap as in like Eminem where it's just spitting bars all the time. It's nice, it's melodic.
Yeah. Any like mainstream guilty pleasure people?
Do you know what? I don't even know who's mainstream at the moment.
Do you like Post Malone much?
I wouldn't say I don't like him, but I wouldn't necessarily put a song on of his.
No,
during the car journey.
I think he's done some good bangers, man. But this one dude who did music once was telling me once, he was like, oh, everything Post Malone has done was easy to do, like the beats and everything. And I'm thinking, well, why don't... And I was saying, why don't you do it then? And he was like, oh, well, I don't really know how to. Well, how's it easy then? It was along those lines.
That's what does my head in.
Like, people are like, oh, it's so easy. They're doing such basic stuff. It's so simple. Blah, 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 blah. Why don't you do it then? Make millions of pounds? Like, honestly.
Like, I've had people say to me, oh, all you're doing is, singing a few words that you've made off the top of your head. Well, like you said, if it's that easy, do it yourself.
Yeah, why have you got like 1,500? I mean, why have you got 1.5 million and they've got like, I don't know, barely anything? I don't mind people chatting crap. Like, if it's someone with 1 billion views telling you you're crap, then they're a bit of a dick. But, you know, I guess they have more of a right to be a blatant idiot than some people. I prefer constructive stuff, though. Like, it's not what you say, it's sort of like how you say it to a degree. And if they're saying things in a nice way or trying to type nice words, and so I like this, but this could have used some improvement, but it's ultimately your decision, you know. That's sort of the way to go with stuff, man. In my opinion.
Say again, mate. I couldn't. The connection kept going.
I was just saying, like, you know, man, I just had a brain fart again. I'm so sorry. It was just like, you know, it's better if things are constructive rather than like people just being blatant arseholes, even if they have like loads and loads of clout and fame.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, I think we've discussed most of what we can from music. I'll go onto YouTube in a sec. I just want to say, like, you know, are you more bothered about fame or enjoying your stuff? That's like the final thing I really want to ask.
I enjoy what I do, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting at least a little bit of fame from it.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be able to cope with it if you got like massive or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fair enough, man.
Well, actually, you know what? I don't know because I'm not there at the minute, but I like to believe that I would be able to. Yeah.
I was going to say it's easy to say this sort of stuff, but it depends your mindset and how easy you are. Like, it's sort of like if something goes bad, what are you going to do? Are you just going to take a chill pill, or are you going to start drinking? If you're stressed, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to the gym, or are you going to smoke a load of weed? That's sort of the difference makers, really. Like, when young people become famous, I mean, you know, I don't know if they're weak-minded or if the fame's got to their head, but if you're strong-willed enough, you can push through things depending on your level of fame. Like, if the whole world knows you, it's quite hard, but come on, you know, if a lot of famous actors can do it, you know, why can't other people do it at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Like, DiCaprio's not sniffing coke 24/7, you know.
Well, I mean, you don't know.
Maybe, but, you know, I mean, Michael Caine wasn't sniffing coke in... Oh, okay, mate. Maybe they all were, but the point is it hasn't ruined... it hasn't ruined their lives, you know, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, to be fair, it's healthy to aim for fame, you know. Like, otherwise, what other reason are you doing it? You know, maybe you thoroughly enjoy it, but at the same time, you've got to aim for something. You can't just be stagnating doing absolutely nothing, can you?
It's like if you're good at something, why do it for free?
Yeah, exactly. It's like... Oh, I'm going to direct this massive film that's going to take up 9 months of my life. Oh, okay, so are you willing to do it for free? Of course, I enjoy it. Waste 9 months of your life just grafting and slaving away. You know, you wouldn't do it, would you?
Do it for an outcome.
Yeah, exactly. There's got to be an end goal, you know. Anyway, that's the end of the music bit. I'm just going to ask a bit of stuff about YouTube now then. So, obviously, you were quite young when you started YouTube. What sort of content did you start off doing? Or feel free to not answer if you don't want to, but...
No, I'll answer anything. My first video I actually did was a Jackass video with my cousin.
Oh, bloody hell, what did you do then?
Mate, it was probably one of the worst videos that was on YouTube at the time. It was recorded on like a 240p like cheap phone from Argos. And we was in like this wasteland near my house with
one
cardboard
of those
boxes, and we just made it look like we was hurt.
Oh, okay. That's a bit weird. How old was you?
10.
Man. YouTube was such a different place in 2010.
It was, man. I think back then as well, it was a lot easier to get famous and recognised because there was less people on it.
Yeah, 100%, man. Because now you're just getting like about a billion trillion videos are just awful. Like people, because the thing is, when you're young, you sort of do it for a laugh, but then you sort of think in your head you can become famous, but not really. But I feel like a lot of people who are watching YouTube now, old or young, they sort of think, I'm going to get somewhere with this and I'm going to do anything for views. And it's like, no, that's not a good mentality to have.
Yeah.
Bro, remember when I used to, like, respect Morgs?
Mate, I absolutely hate Morgs. I don't know what it is. I just cannot stand him or his videos.
I don't know, man. I could, at the time, because this was years ago when I sort of respected him, I could sort of respect how, I don't know, I just felt like, I just liked his work ethic. I didn't really watch many of his vids. I just sort of did it as like a joke, saying, oh, I respect this bloke. And I did respect his work ethic and how he made so much clout and fame at such a young age. But
yeah, fair play to him for that.
yeah, after a few more months of watching though, I didn't watch regularly, only like once or twice a month. But eventually, I just thought like, this is just clickbait nonsense, and that it just got worse and worse. I watched a video a few months ago, and it was just absolutely mental. I can't even describe it. Like weird eating challenges, like all of them shouting and acting and screaming, and it's not even funny. It's just like bizarre, really.
Just for kids, really, ain't it?
Yeah. But what's weird, as he's got older, it's got more childish. When he was younger, it was more mature and normal, if you know what I mean. From what I gathered anyway, from the bits that I watched, it was more chilled out when I watched it. But now it's just like, again, I didn't watch it much, and it didn't take long for me to think, yeah, this is crap. But like, it's just ridiculous now. It's hard to like tolerate his videos, you know.
I used to love, sorry this is off topic, but I used to absolutely love when Will and E was popping.
Yeah.
With BT Media and all that. That was so funny.
He was sick. He's still okay now, to be fair. He ain't that bad. They just thought, all them commentary YouTubers, Theo Baker, you know, Will and E, Memulus, James Marriott, I'm Alex. They were just sort of merge into the same thing, really. Like, they're all right. They give decent Pyrocynical as well. Actually, he does give really amazing commentaries. Like, I love the Happy Hour podcast, you know, that's all right, but that Theo Baker does. But they're sort of all merging into the same thing, you know. We've seen all this crap on YouTube, you know. We get that it's crap now. You're just telling us the same stuff. But I suppose they're somewhat witty sometimes. But like, that's why so many YouTubers are doing podcasts now. Like, they're originally famous for something else, and now they're just having a big conversation about stuff, which I think.
Yeah. That's what Joe Weller did. He admitted on one of his podcasts that he got bored of the YouTube stuff. That's why he tried to do boxing, and now he does his podcasts.
Yeah, and to be fair, even though his podcasts aren't going to be as big as him going cheese-flavoured toilet paper and all that stuff, it's about what you enjoy, and if it can make you some decent money, I suppose. And if he enjoys it, then fair play to him, man. Absolutely.
What do you think about Joe Rogan signing that $100 million deal, though?
Kind of gutted that it's not going to be on YouTube anymore. Like, they're going to get rid of the main JRE channel, but at the same time, apparently it's over 100 million. If you were offered $100 million, even if you're a millionaire, you'd take it. You want your grandkids to be fine, you know, financially secure. You know, and if you're being offered more money, why wouldn't you take it? I know it doesn't solve everything, but like, if you can do what you're passionate about, like Joe Rogan can, and you're actually being paid to do it, bro, grab life by the lemons, man. Just go for it.
Isn't it like the biggest podcast of all time, or like one of?
Nah, the best one ever's Impulsive, mate, by miles. Nah. Yeah, I mean, he has a crap ton of famous people on, you know.
Like Elon Musk and stuff. Elon Musk is such a genius.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy, some of the stuff he says and does. Like, to be fair, anyone who makes the amount he's made has to be somewhat smart, you know. And like, all the inventions he's come up with and all these different ideas, man, it's like he's not on this planet, you know. He's just something special. I mean, some of his stuff's quite nutty, but some of it's like, man, you know what you're on about.
I watched loads of stuff about Elon, and he said that his mind's always racing with ideas.
That's good.
He barely gets any like time to chill out.
Nah, that's like, at least sometimes when you chill out though, you feel a bit like fed up. Maybe it's good that his mind is racing, you know, he's such a smart bloke.
Could you imagine being worth as much as him though?
I mean, you know, it's hard to fathom really, because even if you become famous, you ain't going to get into the billionaires club. That's near impossible.
Literally.
That is near impossible.
You need to be like a businessman.
Or Floyd Mayweather. I have no idea how he got paid $100 million for some of his fights. Like, I love watching him. I love watching him, don't get me wrong, but like a casual person will get bored to death with his stuff. Like, his fights are really lackluster. All he does is back up, Philly shell, roll a bit, counter, roll, counter, few jabs, roll, counter. But the problem is, everyone just comes to him. Everyone always comes forward and fights his fight, you know. They're always coming forward. I know, obviously, you're not interested.
Boxing, though. Sorry, talking about boxing, what do you think of Mike Tyson returning?
Bro, he's looking slick AF, man. He's looking amazing. I reckon.
50-something years old.
Yeah.
I watched the video. He's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I personally...
Isn't he supposed to fight Fury?
No, I don't want him to fight, man. There's rumours that he's meant to be fighting Shannon Briggs, Lennox Lewis, who else? Fury, an MMA fight or something against somebody, I can't remember. A bare knuckle fight against Shannon Briggs as well as a normal boxing match. I think there was some talks of Roy Jones Jr. It's really weird, to be honest. I don't want him to fight.
Reaction time's going to be slowed down as well, though. It's like... It's going to be weird.
Well, the thing is, you shouldn't be fighting at 53, ever, you know.
No.
Like, if you start fighting late, if you start like fighting at 30, you might be alright, you know, for quite some time. But once you get to 40, I think after 10 years, you just need to give it... Pro fighting, you just need to give it a rest after 10 years. There are people who fight on longer, and if you want to, go for it, I suppose, 10, 11, 12. But, like, once you get past 15, you're going to be a mess when you're 60.
Yeah.
And the problem is, because your brain's messed up, but your body was quite looked after over the years, I don't want to sound nihilistic, but you're going to live like that for ages and not know what's going on and be pooing yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
No, literally that.
And obviously it can happen to you anyway, but there's a really high chance of it happening to you if you don't fight smart and you fight for like over 15 years. Like, there's this one heavyweight called Alistair Overeem who's been fighting since like 1999 and he's still fighting now and he's still taking punches now and punching people now, and it's like, bro, what are you doing with your life? Like, what is the point of this anymore? You've got more than enough money to live on. You're going to end... I mean, years ago he would have ended up in a home anyway by the time he's 60, but now he's going to end up in a really, really awful state eventually. You know, it's just depressing really, but if that's what makes him happy, then I guess... go for it, you know. So what sort of YouTubers inspired you to like do YouTube then? Was there a certain like thing that made you want to do it, or a certain person, or?
Oh, well, during different times there was different people. So like, for example, when I started doing gaming videos, it was people like PewDiePie and KSI and all that. And then there was Will and E inspired me to do a few videos, but I never even put those videos out. You ain't gonna find them anywhere. What else videos did I do? I did gaming, like voiceovers, my vlogs, which was sort of like Mo Vlogs and Thatcher Joe and all that lot. Yeah. That was a difficult time, that was. Yeah, just people like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not necessarily big YouTubers. Like, I watched this geezer called Matt Armstrong. Shout out to him, man. He's got some really wicked videos. He did before he sold it, but he used to do the same car up, and I used to watch his videos all the time, man. He had about 4,000 subscribers when I started watching. He's nearly on 100k now.
Yeah.
Because he's just consistent with what he does. And then because of that, that's when I put my car tour video out.
Okay.
Actually, as well, Ali Law and Ryan Taylor with the climbing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you and your cousin did all that climbing, or was it just your mate?
Me and my cousin, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, we got in trouble for one of them, though. Can't really say the location or anything.
How did you get found out?
Well, basically, you know the recent climbing video that I did?
I know of them, yeah. I know what buildings you climbed, yeah.
Anyway, one of the recent ones. So we climbed that, blah, blah, blah. When we got off the building, there was police everywhere.
Oh!
And, our first thought was, shit, we've been caught, man, we need to dip. So we went, but later on we realised it was for a different situation. But then, a couple months after, somebody commented on my video saying, yo, don't climb, so-and-so ever again. The feds were called, plus you're making it hot for us, they don't like us being there anyway.
Who doesn't like you being there?
Feds don't like people hanging around there.
That's weird. Who called the police then? Do you know? Or?
It was probably just on CCTV.
Oh man! So they were just like, oh, some people are climbing.
To be honest, we didn't cover up, and we was on top of this place.
Yeah, true. In fairness, I don't know why. I would have never done that. Not because, like, obviously you don't want to get in trouble with the police, but also I just haven't got the balls for it. Like, I'm just not bothered about climbing.
I didn't think I did, And then I got there and my cousin just jumped straight on. I was like, I can't pussy out now.
Oh, okay. So you talked about it for ages and you were thinking, oh no.
yeah, we spoke about it for ages, and then my cousin brought a GoPro, and we was going to do like all these climbing videos, but then because we climbed a shopping centre first. I'm not going to say the name, but we climbed that first. That was probably the best one we'd ever climbed, and then that's when we climbed the other shopping centre and got caught for it. So we haven't done it since.
I mean, when you guys was on the window roof for that one shopping centre, I literally, man, I knew nothing went wrong because obviously it'd be on the news and you wouldn't have uploaded it, but legit, my heart was beating, man. I was like, bloody hell. Mm-hmm. That is terrifying. Because you don't know how... Like, you've never... Even though your windows feel strong, like, you standing on a window, putting loads of, like, 60, 70 kg on it, it's like, you know...
Yeah,
or 80.
quite risky.
Was you shitting yourself then at one point, like, on the windows, or was you just, like, composed?
The parts that I was most worried about was I was just scared of getting caught.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because when you're up there, if you don't think about it, you don't really, you don't worry about the ceiling going through or anything. I was just worried about if, for example, if people were to turn up and block us from getting down, there's no way we would have got down.
You would just have to call the police or help, I guess.
No, that's what I'm saying, if it was the police that done it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought you meant, like, some pranksters, like, I don't know.
Oh, no.
I suppose you would have just had to climb down and face the music, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose. But at the time, I don't really want to go into it because I'm literally giving myself a case here. I'm going to get myself in trouble. But, like, we probably would have got in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, so you might have got locked up then?
I wouldn't... Not locked up permanently, but probably overnight.
Oh, that doesn't look good on, like, a CV or anything, man.
Yeah, I know.
But at least, I mean... If you was in an interview and they're like, oh, you did this then, and then you're like, yeah, I climbed a shopping centre. You know, there's a million worse things people have done, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, I mean, rest in peace, Declan's climbing career, man.
I'd love to do it again, but now I'm getting older, you can get in trouble for it more.
One of the most lit things ever. But honestly, for safety-wise, I would not advise it ever, man. Like, if you said to me, what do you think I should do? I'd say, bro, never climb up there, you lunatic. But as you want to do it, I'm willing to watch it on YouTube for a bit of entertainment.
One day I might put the videos back on public. I don't know.
Maybe, like, years and years later, you might as well.
Yeah, because what's really going to happen in a few years' time?
Yeah, exactly. Bro, some of these, like, Facebook videos are weird, man. Like, there was this one dude, like, I don't know if you shared it. I think you did actually, when he was like climbing on this crane and he was holding on to it like a monkey bars or whatever. Then he just fell off and died.
Yeah, well, I've seen that, and he falls onto the train track, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, why the fuck would you even do that? You know, like, it's just.
I've seen a few. I saw he climbed this building, and like at the bottom of it was like docks, so like for where boats and that go. Mm-hmm. And he jumped off, and honestly, he nearly hit the dock, and my heart, because it was on like a POV as well, like with a GoPro.
Oh, terrifying. I mean, you just think to yourself, man, what are these people bloody doing, bro? It's just so mad. So yeah, do you reckon you'll just stick with music, or do you reckon you'll make like... Because you did do some videos where, didn't you, like, review your BMW once and...
Yeah, you know what, I really wanted to do that again, because I've done loads of mods to it. And I was going to do, like, record different ones, but my camera died while I was going to start recording it, so I never ended up recording. But, I don't know, if I gained some clout from the music and stuff, then yeah, I would give it another go.
Fair play, man. I mean... To be honest, there's a lot of people who start on music then just do vlogs or other sort of creative stuff on YouTube, but like, you know. I mean, if music ever set you up, you might as well just do what you want, innit, you know. You might as well just act daft and just do whatever you want.
The thing is, once that bag starts coming in, there's no way I'm stopping, man. I'm always going to be looking for different ways to make money.
Yeah, definitely. You can just do whatever, you know. I really do hope it works out for you, man. I really do hope it goes well, you know, so... Yeah, I think it's nearly 11 o'clock now. I think we can wrap up. Anything you want to say? Any final things? Any messages or anything?
Can I shout myself out? Or...
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Follow me on Instagram, guys. My username is It's MollyBoy. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, MollyBoy. Search for me on Spotify, you know, all that jazz. I've got an album coming out soon. Hasn't got a name yet, but it's going to have about 9 or 10 songs on it, so yeah. check out for that. Stay tuned and see how it goes.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, big thanks, bro, for coming on. You know, appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. Well, that's it then. Thanks for watching. See ya.